Hey, good morning and welcome to Traverse Talks. I'm Jim Horn, coming to you from beautiful Traverse City, Michigan. Always beautiful in the summertime and even in the wintertime. It is Friday, June 19th, and this week the news around Grand Traverse County has been anything but quiet. A 75-year-old arts institution just tore down a building it wishes it never built. The State Theater has sprung another leak. Grand Traverse County commissioners are being asked to fix an ownership mess that goes back to 1941. And nationally, the Federal Reserve is signaling that the squeeze on your wallet isn't loosening up anytime soon. So, folks, let's get into it. Interlochen demolishes the building it wishes Jeffrey Epstein never paid for. If you've passed through the Interlochen Center for the Arts campus this week, you may have noticed something missing. Green Lake Lodge. The cabin that for years carried the name Epstein Lodge is now gone, demolished, done. The Interlochen Board of Trustees approved the removal back in May, and by June 17th, crews had finished the job. The building had been funded by Jeffrey Epstein, the disgraced financier and convicted sex offender who donated to the school between 1990 and 2003. Interlochen cut ties with Epstein after his Florida conviction in 2008, but the building stuck around for another 18 years. In approving the demolition, the board said the lodge had, quote, come to carry associations that are not reflective of who we are as an institution or the values we strive to uphold. End quote. Thank God the building's gone. Now, if we could get all of the Epstein files released, that would be even better. The State Theater has sprung its second roof leak of 2026, but it's back open. Traverse City's beloved State Theater has had a rough year, and it's only June. Back in February, the theater shut down for over a month to repair a leaking roof. Now fans breathed a sigh of relief when it reopened. Then on June 9th, opening night of the Summer Tuesday film series, a second completely unrelated leak sent the theater dark again. Management was quick to clarify this new leak was in a separate section of the roof, entirely unrelated to the February repairs. Cold comfort maybe, but important context. The good news, the theater got back on its feet in time for Pride Extravaganza 2026, and it is open now. But the ticker is reporting that the bigger question hanging over the State Theater, its long-term future and ongoing structural needs, is the one the community is going to really need to address. If you love that theater, this story is going to be worth watching. Grand Traverse County broke an 80-year promise over Twin Lakes Park. Now comes the reckoning. This is a story about a promise made in 1941 and whether Grand Traverse County is going to finally honor it. Twin Lakes Park, a 176-acre gem off Long Lake Road, was donated to the county by retired Judge Parm Gilbert back in 1941 with a specific condition. It must remain a county park, full stop. In 2022, county commissioners voted 4-2 to transfer the park to Long Lake Township anyway. Neighbors said that violated Gilbert's deed restriction, and they sued. This week, things escalated. On June 9th, the neighbors' attorney sent commissioners a letter offering to settle without returning to court if the county simply takes the park back. And on Wednesday, commissioners voted 66-1 to meet with Long Lake Township officials and the plaintiffs to discuss exactly that. More neighbors are now reportedly prepared to join the lawsuit. A settlement meeting is being arranged. The bottom line, Grand Traverse County commissioners may be heading toward reversing a decision they made just 4 years ago under legal and community pressure. We'll keep watching this one. Grand Traverse County's purchase of the Pace North building. Here's a quieter story that could have real long-term implications for how Grand Traverse County operates. Commissioners are moving toward exercising their right of first refusal to purchase the Pace North building at 2325 North Garfield Road. Pace North is the county's senior care program, and the county has a standing option to buy the building if it ever goes on the market. With Pace looking to sell, commissioners authorized an inspection so they can decide whether to move forward. The purchase is tied to the county's broader capital spending. Multiple funding sources are in play, including the sale proceeds themselves and the county's fund balance. Importantly, Pace North's planned partnership with One Senior Care would not be affected by the ownership change. This is a story, really, folks, about the county making a strategic real estate decision and making sure a key senior services facility stays in local hands. And finally, the feds hold rates, and your wallet is going to feel it. For the fourth consecutive meeting, the Federal Reserve voted this week to hold its benchmark interest rate steady between 3.5% and 0.75%. This was also the first major decision under the new Fed chair, Kevin Warsh, and the message was not exactly reassuring. 9 committee members now favor at least one rate hike before the year is out. And here's why that matters for northern Michigan families. Inflation has climbed to 4.2%, the highest in more than 3 years. The Fed revised its inflation forecast sharply upward for 2026. And a Federal Reserve Bank of New York survey found that roughly 44% of Americans say they are financially worse off than they were a year ago. That's the gloomiest reading since January 2023. So for Grand Traverse families, small business owners, and anyone carrying a mortgage or a car loan, borrowing costs are not going to come down anytime soon. The squeeze is real, folks. It's being measured, and the people in charge of fixing it are signaling they may actually tighten further before they ease. Worth watching as summer spending season kicks in. Well, that's your Traverse Talks weekly news wrap for Friday, June 19th. Coming up in the weeks ahead, the National Cherry Festival turns 100, July 4th through the 11th right here in Traverse City. The Centennial Nighttime Air Show over Grand Traverse Bay is going to be something special, and we're going to have full coverage. If you've got a story tip, something happening in your neighborhood, or just want to weigh in, you can find us at Traverse Talks wherever you get your podcast. Hey, I'm Jim Horn. Thanks for listening, and have a great weekend up here in beautiful northern Michigan.